What up guys, TC here as always. How are you guys doing? And welcome to another Battlefield episode with myself. Today got some Operation Metro in the background. It's a pretty good game of conquest in which we were happy to let them have A, and we just dominated within this little Metro bit obviously. And yeah, so hopefully some exciting gameplay as a backdrop. But today I'm not talking about the gameplay, I'm not commentating over the gameplay. I'm going to talk about the Gamescom event which took part in... Actually, I don't know where it took part in Germany, but it was in Germany, and it was a massive consumer affair with obviously the gaming industry. You had Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and all their new offerings. So we got a great insight into the next generation consoles, new gaming platforms, new titles themselves. Apparently, Titanfall for Xbox One is apparently sick. So we'll be covering that when the next generation consoles do indeed come out. However, obviously, I like Battlefield, so I'll be covering Battlefield 4. This took pretty much, did it take main stage? I wouldn't say main stage, but it was very popular amongst the consumers and reviewers alike. So yes, we're going to talk about the main sort of announcements which took place. DICE obviously had 64 PC set up, and I also think they may have had 64 PlayStation 4 set up. So first of all, obviously, I'm a PlayStation gamer. I've ordered my PlayStation 4. I think I did that because obviously I wanted to play FIFA as well. So playing FIFA on the PC wouldn't have sort of suited my needs as much. But yes, so PlayStation 4, Battlefield 4 on that platform will have finally 64 players, 1080p at 60 frames per second. Now, that's probably all things PC gamers have already had all the way through. But, sorry, my laptop is getting noisy. Anyway, yes, so we've got 64 players finally, but is that good? We've got 5-man squads. We can't have a full team of 5-man squads. They could have just taken 2 out. This is a point raised by Lewitton. We could have had 2 taken out, and we would have had a team full of 5-man squads. I agree with that. We're going to have, obviously squads are never really filled unless you do have a full server, but it would have been nice just to have the capacity to have full 5-man squads. So yes, console is finally being played at 1080p at 60 frames per second, which I think is actually twice as fast as what it was on the PlayStation 3 with Battlefield 3. So we're going to see, as console gamers, we're going to see a marked difference in our how smooth the gameplay is and how nice it looks, which is, it's about time. There's a growing community of Battlefield players on the console, so it's nice to be rewarded in that sense. But those are sort of the formalities of the hardware and the software really talked about. I want to talk about the gameplay which we saw, and we saw so much. There was 2 pro game commentators or something. They really brought an edge into the coverage, so that was nice to see. And obviously we got drowned in paracel storm footage, which is obviously taking advantage of the Levolution dynamic which DICE are pushing so hard, expanding on what was going on in Caspian border, was it? With the communication tower being destroyed. But yes, so we'll finally get full levels with this, where it actually does change the level and the gameplay and how you will play that level. So obviously you all saw halfway through the game, or at a random point, I do not know, there was a big storm which came through, which brought a huge naval ship onto the beach, and that is a new piece of dynamic environment, which is going to be good. I don't know if they've played their trump card. They probably haven't, which is good with this Levolution, so we can expect to see loads more exciting sort of dynamic changes within the game. However, it wasn't as far as I thought they'd go with it. Obviously you've got this huge storm coming into the islands in which you play on, but apparently the winds, which have brought down wind turbines, they've caused big, almost tsunami-like waves. They've managed to push, these waves have then managed to push a warship onto the beach, yet helicopters and aircraft are unaffected by the wind. So yeah, explain to me that one, DICE. So I would have really liked to actually see the fact that this, you're going to have to change the way you play. You can't no longer just hover on one spot and pick off your people with your little bird. You're going to have to really almost give in flying and go onto the land. So that's something I would have liked to see if they were to really take this slightly more forward than what we're seeing at the moment. Again, this is on the alpha stage, so they may introduce more dynamics, but I feel if they do indeed do that, they would piss off a lot of pilots. Anyway, moving on to the next point. We've got plenty to talk about, not a lot of time to do it. There is obviously the new... Oh, so we talked about Levolution. and in this Paracel Storm there is weapons you can find on the ground, which are pretty much game changers from what I've seen in terms of, especially that beastly. It's not a 50 cal. It's not a 50 cal weapon, but for this instance, I'm going to be calling it the 50 cal sniper, because pretty much if you get it on body, it's a one-shot kill. So if you've got a decent aim and you find that weapon, you're going to be pretty untouchable, and so that's cool. That weapon actually featured a rangefinder on it, which apparently adjusts for you. So you're aiming at a target, say 200 meters down the line, and you're aiming dead on. Obviously with a bullet effect you're not going to get your headshot. Apparently with this rangefinder as a new attachment to snipers, it will adjust for you, so you don't actually have to aim and judge for yourself. So personally I'm not a fan of this, because I'm obviously trying to master the sniper as of now, and to be then told that you can then pick up this thing, earn the rangefinder, which I think would probably be one of the very later unlocks for it. Yeah, so I think it takes a little bit of the skill out of sniping, so I'm not a fan. And also there's going to be lens glare off, or scope glint off snipers, so you're not going to be as sort of sneaky as possible if you're not got a tactical light or a red dot sight on it. So that's cool. And yeah, so that's my thoughts on the Gamescom 2013 event. Really excited by Battlefield 4 now. Obviously I pre-ordered my PlayStation, so that's going to come out on the 29th of November in Europe, and you lucky sausages over in the US, you get it 2 weeks before on the 15th. So yeah, so there will be a slight delay on when we start as a channel, we start putting out Battlefield gameplay, just because it isn't released as soon as the other next gen console are around the world. So bear with us on that, guys. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, leave a like, favourite and a subscribe, and follow us on Twitter, Hoose&TC, for some random ramblings just like this video. Anyway guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.